Hey everybody, it's Friday. It is time for end of the week ramblings. I hope you guys have had a good week. I've been exhausted this week. I don't know if anybody else has. I don't know if it's the weather. It's been kind of rainy, kind of gloomy. I've just been very tired, like since Sunday afternoon. I had a Let's Talk all ready to go, and then just some things happened Sunday afternoon that I didn't expect to happen, and then I never got around to getting a chance to record it. So, but that's okay because it just gave me another week to work on it and get it better. I just realized I forgot to take this Sunday's sermon and put it on YouTube. I haven't even edited it or taken it off the card to get it onto the computer to edit it yet. It's been a crazy week. I'm wearing my Tigers stuff to support the Royals, just in case you're wondering. And I'm a huge Detroit Tigers fan. We had a lousy season. Verlander was injured. Cabrera was injured. Oh, man. But we're just a few pieces away from a World Series, I think. And I think we're going to get that this season. I think the Tigers are going to spend a lot of money and get some pitching. So, I'm excited about that. And I'm also excited because while we're talking, let me just take a quick look. It's still loading. I got a whole new program to do video editing with. And I think, maybe not this week because there's, I'm sure, a learning curve, but I could throw some pictures up over here on this side of like things I'm talking about, rambling about, or just pictures I want to throw up there. Who cares? Just pictures, it'll look cool. Could possibly do a green screen thing with the Let's Talk and have a nice background for that. So I'm excited about that. Oh, man. So I'm excited about that. That's downloaded. It's huge. It's massive. It's been downloading for a while. It's not really downloading. I bought it. It's on a disc. It's loading onto the computer. I was talking about the Tigers. So I'm excited about next season for the Tigers. I hope that Kansas City can win the World Series, even though during the regular season, I hope they lose. Cannot stand them. But with the World Series, the only time in the World Series I do not root, and I absolutely do not root for the New York Yankees if they're in the World Series. But any other American League team I always root for over the National League. Because it's just the way I am. I'm an American League. I love the American League. I love the Detroit Tigers. I grew up listening to them when I was a kid. My dad's a huge Indians fan, so I keep up with the Indians. And unless they're playing the Tigers, I hope the Indians win. Now, Autumn's side of the family, they're Cincinnati Reds fans. I am not. But I follow them and I'll root for them since they're Cincinnati Reds fans. So this is what I don't get. I don't understand how, like, I have a friend went to college with, and he is a diehard Reds fan, but when it comes to football, he's a Cleveland Browns fan. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. If you're a Cincinnati Reds fan, you should be a Cincinnati Bengals fan. Keep it all in one city. Like, I'm a Detroit Tigers fan, I'm a Detroit Lions fan, and I'm a Detroit Pistons fan, even though I don't watch the NBA very much. And the NFL, I don't care too much about it. College football, all about college football. Ohio State is just rolling. Speaking of college football, they are rolling. The pieces are together. And here's the thing. People are like, oh, they're horrible. They stink. What's wrong with them? And I just got done reading an article, and I've said this all year, and this article proved my point. Nothing's been wrong with Ohio State, except the fact that everybody thought they were going to win every game like 70-2. But their defense is better. Their offense is about the same. They're still scoring, on average, 38 points a game, and only allowing like 7 or whatever. They're winning by a large. As long as they stay healthy, I think they're going to do good, and they may repeat. They may not. It's hard to do. I mean, you gotta win every game. And at this point, they can't lose, but they're 8-0. They got the bye week this week, so they won't be on tomorrow, so don't be looking for them. But you could always watch Michigan. They could lose it in the last 3 seconds from a kickoff. We all remember that. That poor kid. Have you seen that kid? When they lost, it's all over. Somebody did a pump. I feel bad for that kid. I'd throw a picture up if I can. I'll try to find it and throw it up here if I can. If my software is all ready and I figure it out how to do it. What are we doing this weekend? Oh, this weekend. This weekend we've got friends coming over. Unfortunately, some of them got sick. I feel bad for them because 1, they're sick. 2, they can't come, and they're kind of upset about that. But we'll get together with them later, and that's exciting because we got like the whole porch thing finished in the backyard. I'm excited about that. It should be a nice day tomorrow. It's the last big thing we're doing outside. So starting next week, I'll start taking all the furniture down into the dungeon, also known as the basement, but I call it the dungeon. If you were down in my basement, you would know why I call it the dungeon. So it's just basically a massive storage spot for us. We store everything in the basement. I read an article this week. Was it this morning maybe? This morning I might have read it. I think it was this morning. It was this morning I read it. Because I had the day off today. I didn't really get as much done as I'd hoped. But that's okay. I was reading this article today, and the title of it is, what was it? I threw it up on Twitter. And it was something like, I'm a Christian, why isn't everything going well? And it was well written. And we have this thing, and people come, and they become Christians, and they become a part of the church. And somewhere along the line, I don't know if it's the preaching, I don't know if it's just them. They just think, now that I'm a Christian, everything should be fine, and my finances should fix themselves, and I should be able to do whatever I want. And yet, I think they forget, like in Matthew 10, we kind of discussed this a little bit in church last week even. At Matthew 10, Christ is sending his disciples out, and he goes through this whole list, and he talks about how there's going to be some people that reject you, there's going to be people that don't like you, I didn't really come to bring peace, and he goes through all this stuff, and then even Christ himself got crucified. And yet we as Christians keep thinking, well, and Christ said, the servant is no greater than his master. So if we are serving God and serving Christ, then we're no greater. So we shouldn't expect everything on this earth to go well. But we are building for after this earth, for our eternity. And that's important. And so we need to keep that in mind, that as followers, that not everything's going to go well, that we're going to have weeks. Like this week has just been a long week for me. It's been kind of a frustrating week. And I don't know why it's been so frustrating. I didn't really get as much done as I'd hoped. I was so exhausted on Monday. I went to bed at 9 o'clock, which is rare. I very rarely go to bed at 9 o'clock. I'm not like a night owl, but 9 o'clock's pretty early for me to go to bed. And I was out. And then Tuesday night I had a meeting, and I got home, went to work, went to the meeting, got home, and just sat on the couch. And I was so tired. I couldn't even really read. We had the TV on. I don't even know what we were watching. So I've kind of spent some of this week reflecting, and I kind of feel like I should at some point. I'm not real great with talking about my emotions, but I should at some point. I think I'm going to just shoot a separate video on everything that me and Autumn have gone through since July. I may not. Anywho, something I'm thinking about doing. This is kind of a reflective week for me in some ways. We did trunk or treat last night, which was a blast. This is the second year. Church of Good Hope, the church I pastor at, we team up with the Utica Block Watch, and we do this. And this is the second year where we hand out popcorn, we give coffee to the adults, and I have to remember that next year, I have to remember this, to put up a sign that says the popcorn's free. I had people that were like, how much is the popcorn? And I'm like, it's free. I'm like, it's free to the kids, it's free to the adults, we just give candy to the kids. And I think we had fewer kids this year because it was cold outside. Like last year, it was it was warm. It was 75 degrees outside, and it was packed. And this year it wasn't as packed, but I think we gave out more candy. So, hey, it's all good. Kids need sugar. So, speaking of kids, people think I'm joking sometimes when I talk about what I'm going to do with my kid, but I'm not joking that much. Kind of the discussion came up a couple of weeks ago. One of my coworkers, the school that she sends her kid to, did this thing where they put fairy dust out on the pumpkin patch, and then they took a nap and they woke up and the pumpkins were there. I'm like, you really paid somebody to do that? They're teaching your kid, and that's what they did? I would seriously be mad if I was paying a school. I would demand that they, first of all, explain to the kids that that's not how pumpkins are grown. And second of all, fairies don't exist. And fairy dust doesn't exist. And pumpkins come from a seed and they grow and don't come overnight. And I think they think I'm joking when I'm like, my kid's gonna have like 20 toys at max, and then if they get more than that, they've got to give one up. I'm not like a big believer in kids need to have toys and everything they want. And I'm not a big believer in telling kids that Santa Claus is real. I mean, you can tell them the real Santa Claus story, the real Saint Nick story about, the guy that went out and handed out toys to kids at Christmas. I'm all for that. That's real. But like Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, no, because you lie to your kids about that, they're just going to think you're lying about everything. They'll be like, oh, well, you lied about that. You're probably lying about speeding. By the way, don't speed. It's just bad things happen. Normally you get pulled over and get a ticket, and nobody wants a ticket. But anywho, I think people always think I'm going to change when I get kids, but I'm not. I want to hold strong because parenting is important. We need to bring our kids up. What else has gone on this week? What else? I'm trying to think. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. Let's see. We had the Republican debate. That was there. I guess nobody really won or lost, and Jeb Bush supporters think he lost, I guess. I don't know. It's really too early to tell. I went out and voted today, because I go out to vote early sometimes because it's just easier than trying to remember the day of voting. That sounds like a cop-out, but I got to go to work, come home, and get over there before 7:30, and sometimes I work different hours of the day, so I thought, well, we'll go over and vote. So we got our vote in, and we did that because it's important to vote. So if you're not registered to vote for this cycle, get registered and go out and vote. It's important to. It's a good thing to vote. What else? It seems like there's something else that happened this week. I don't know. There's not much going on. Not a whole lot in the, Ben Carson took the lead in Iowa, which really upset Donald Trump, and he called everybody in Iowa an idiot. I don't understand that. If you want to win an election, by calling people idiots, is that how you win? I don't really think either one of these guys are going to win the Republican nomination because it's awfully early and none of them have experience. I could be wrong. Could be sitting here in 5 months and saying, man, Ben Carson's running for president on the Republican side, or Donald Trump. I really think the real race is like Marco Rubio and Jeb Bush. I think those are the two who could come up to win it. I haven't seen much on the Democrat side this week. Is Hillary still in the lead? Is she still leading, or is she going down or up? Bernie Sanders was surging for a while, and then our vice president said he wasn't running, and I haven't seen much on that since. I don't even know, when is the next debate for the Democrats? I feel like they've only had one, and the Republicans have already had 3. But I mean, you've only got really 2 people running, so I mean, you don't really need that many debates. What else do we got going on? I don't know anything else. Well, hey guys, if you're enjoying this, if you like it, share it. Like it, put it out on Twitter, put it out on Facebook. Just, you know, let me know. It's fun to hear back. I hear people, a lot of the people that do watch it kind of I know, so they'll just tell me in person. So it's always nice to hear back from you guys. I always enjoy that. I'll keep this up, and you know what, if you want, subscribe. It's somewhere on there. Just hit the old subscribe button and you can subscribe to it. Hope you guys have a good weekend, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye.